You are listening to Venus Rose, interactive spiritual Q&A and the power of sound.
Music is like sunshine.
Hello, conscious souls. How are you feeling? I feel a bit tired, to be honest, because as someone who spends a lot of time outdoors, the temperatures going up and down constantly can take a toll. Although I must admit that I am happy that the heat is returning next week. When I walked outside this morning after a night with rain, finally nature craved it so much. There was the first hue of autumn to be felt in the air. Although it is still warm, the wind feels fresh and the humidity carries a note that gave me a slight chill. A lot of trees have already changed the color of their leaves because of the lack of water in the soil. Leo season is coming to an end, and I felt the subtle nudge to speak about the heart chakra. The zodiac sign Leo is connected to the heart. It is the energy of the center that Leo wants to thrive in. What do you need when you stand in the center and all eyes are looking at you? Yes, confidence. The chakra energy of the heart is the center of our being. In my episode about courage during the Aries season, I spoke about this energy center of the heart, and I want to repeat this again here because I find that it is fundamental for our existence. It is so necessary to understand how this is so profoundly meaningful that it can change our life if we are aware of it and use it. The spiritual lens looks at the strong toroidal field of the heart, an electromagnetic donut-shaped field that surrounds us beings. The more conscious we get with it, the more focused on love we become. I mean a general and agape type of love, the force that imbues everything, not just in the various kinds of our relationships. Clarity, balance, and harmony are frequencies. When we entrain them, the more coherent this heart-centered field becomes. When I speak about coherence, it's not only meant logically. In this context, it is also about how things connect. When your heart connects more and more with your brain, more coherence emerges. It symbolizes the true cross when both parts get into alignment. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes you can just feel how harmonious the frequencies are. I once said that there is a powerful frequency that emerges from the alignment of heart and brain. You could call it fortitude. It comes with a calm clarity that helps you deal with any challenge that comes up in your life. I used this in the context of courage, and I bring it up again when I talk about confidence. That is also an energy that is associated with the Leo energy, as well as the so-called ego. All of this are strands that are unique for everyone's individuality. That is Leo energy, which will be highlighted for the collective through Jupiter for the next 12 months. There is a shift going on as the age of Aquarius is moving ahead. It is calling out the collective to be aware of what is going on between all of us without neglecting the focus to be on the individual self. Leo and Aquarius are sister signs, like every other signs who live opposite to one another in the zodiac sign wheel. They complement each other's energy. The nodes of fate, as the astrologers call them, have moved into both the signs, which emphasizes again the energy of Aquarius and Leo at present and for the upcoming 18 months. In my one-on-one sessions, we often talk about the heart, the chakra, of course, and the connection to the soul. More and more people, women as well, are dealing with high blood pressure. The heart is pounding. In this day and age, where we all have a lot on our plates, stress gets to us easily. On my YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds, that I should talk about more often here, I have various sound bites that can assist with deep relaxation. I have one especially for the heart that I will leave for you in the show notes. A question I received is, how can I regulate my heart chakra? Can it help me with high blood pressure that sometimes tend to feel like it goes into the direction of a panic attack? Thank you for sending this in. Earlier, I already mentioned that when we entrain to be calm, maybe start with relaxation, not only once in a while, but as a priority, daily, so that you can help your nervous system decompress. When you focus consciously with your brain on your heart, you help align them. That helps you get more coherent. The parasympathetic nervous system must learn to be activated. There are several ways that can help. You need to find out what is most to your liking, or better, what functions for your system. I love to use sound. Many people love breath work. There are several ways out there how to do it. The most beautiful thing about breathing is you just have to focus on that. The easiest way to access the part of us that is divine. Air is the most important thing we need. We tend to forget that without our breath we are gone very quickly. So it is that powerful. 3 deep inhales can make a difference. Remember that it is most important that when you exhale, it has to be longer than the breath you take in to help the parasympathetic nervous system. In the second part of your question, you mention panic attack. In the broader context of the message you sent me, you already are aware that it has to do with a lack of trust on some level. When you look up the meaning of confidence, it translates to be sure of yourself and what you are doing, even if you make mistakes. The etymology of the word goes back to the Latin word confidentia, meaning trust or boldness. To confide in someone means you can trust them with things so delicate, even those that make you vulnerable. So a safe place where you can confide in yourself might be needed. How can you build more trust within you? What are the old childhood patterns that might keep you from believing in yourself? Panic, often represented by the body through a pounding heart and other sensations, are exaggerated fear. Some say that is the absence of love. I would say it is a loud call or cry for love. Even if there is anger involved, it usually has something like fear or sometimes even sadness deep beneath it. So, I repeat, it is a loud call or a cry for love, a wish for connection, caught in the lie that we are separated, when in truth we are all held in the frequency of love of the Creator. From my experience, if you want to create trust, it is about showing up for yourself or others, again and again, as many times as needed. Time can be a factor. There is no shortcut. The energy of doubt or mistrust has to be washed out bit by bit so that love comes through again. Being there for yourself or others in a loving manner to exude the frequency that is required births the change. Have faith. I want to add some sentences I said before, somewhere in connection of the heart, that are fitting here as well. Our heart has functions like our brain. Besides pumping blood through our veins, it holds memories, old memories. Our heart is able to remember things that are dear to us, even if our brains forget. Sometimes when your heart reacts and your mind does not know why, maybe it remembers someone you have once loved. When you bring your thoughts and emotions into harmony, or on another level, the cell groups vibe in the same frequency. When this state of being is in mode, your energy field expands further and you tap into your own personal divinity. The teacher Greg Braden said it's so beautiful. It is not about redemption, it is about remembrance. So when we all can remember that we are the love already that we seek and learn to give and receive it constantly, that's when our path to sovereignty becomes broader. I love to hear from you. Virgo season is about to start. Commitment, detail-oriented, analytical. You can leave questions in the comments of my YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds or my Instagram. For those of you who do not have social media and love to send questions or would like to book a one-on-one session to go on a soul sound journey with me, send me an email for further details. You can find everything in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a beautiful weekend. Love to you all. Rose.